I wanted to rap with y'all today about a subject that's near and dear to my heart, man, and I think to a lot of DBZ fans. And that's why Vegeta just can't seem to catch up to Goku, right? That's a topic that I know has come up a lot, but I think that there's some deeper implications and character stuff behind the reason that he can't catch up than I've seen a lot of the conversation dive into, and I really don't think that it's just about ego. Let me talk to y'all about it a little bit. So some people think that the main reason Vegeta can't seem to catch up to Goku is because well, some people think it's just he's not built that way, right? He's not the chosen one. Goku's just that guy. He's a genetic freak. He's the GOAT, so he was always meant to be greater. Other people chalk it up to him not training as hard, and then and other people chalk it up to his ego and everything, right? And I think that that's a piece of it, and we'll get into it because it's multifaceted, right? We'll call it that. But the craziest thing, right, is when you look at the record, Goku has truthfully only really ever caught L's historically against Vegeta, right? It's so nuts, man. In their first encounter, Vegeta didn't win the way that he wanted to, but he was mollywhopping the man's, right? The man went Uzaru with the breaking every bone in his body, squashy like a grape. I'm getting PTSD from Sparking Zero over here. That fight was ridiculous. Really, man, when you look at the record, Vegeta hasn't been losing to Kakarot like that, right? But not even just from the way that fans look at it, but even Vegeta himself, he looks at himself as second place to Goku, right? Why is that, right? Why does he himself feel like he's weaker despite these results that he's gotten against Goku? And Vegeta's story is one of the way that ego, but also your goals can hold you back from reaching your potential, right? From reaching pure, unfiltered greatness. Vegeta, when we first get introduced to him as a character, right, he's so prideful. He thought that his place as Saiyan royalty, bloodline, made him above others and everything. And this brought him this ego, right? Like this sense of superiority that I won't completely knock, you know. It would be wild to say that it only ever held Vegeta back. I think in some cases it's been his greatest strength, that unwavering confidence that he has in his own ability. The fact that he really in his forehead believes he's him is a big deal, man. And the reason that he's been able to chalk so many people up to the point that he met Goku, right? Now, this same thing though is the thing that becomes his biggest barrier, his biggest weakness. He's always looking out for the competition, you know, from the moment that Kakarot came out the woodwork, hit him with that Kaioken liver punch. His mental ain't never been the same, bro. Vegeta hasn't been the same since that first fight, since that first encounter with Goku. And so his life has been spent in so many ways up to a certain point in Z, all the way to the end of Z. His life upon meeting Goku had been an obsession about Goku. Like, how can this low-class hillbilly scum, this hilljack, just come out of nowhere and defeat me, Saiyan royalty of regal blood? I'm supposed to be a king. I'm that guy. I'm him. How can this guy possibly do this to me? And so it just keeps him up at night, bro. Like, Vegeta can't get sleep off of this. It turns him into an abomination, a monster, and it pushes him forward, but in reality, it puts blinders on him. And this is the really big part to me, is that Vegeta, after a certain point, is only looking to surpass Kakarot. He's only looking to surpass Goku, while Goku is looking to surpass himself. He's looking to remove anything that could possibly hold him back. He is looking to remove all limits, and it cannot be understated how big of a difference that this creates between the two of them, right? It's not about family. It's not about being a protector. And this comes out of Vegeta's #1 speech, right? He talks about this a little bit. He thinks that for a long time, he's like, all right, I got Bulma, I got the drink, like I got my own fam happening over here. So now I'm gonna get that family man power boost and I'll know what it really means to be strong. But despite that, he still felt the same. You know, it's not that he doesn't have love for his family or his love for his family isn't as intense as Goku's. I think it might be more. You know, that man begins to love Bulma and Trunks. You can't tell me that Vegeta does not have love for his family, but it didn't give him the Zenkai, right? It didn't turn him into like this beast, you know, that he thought it was gonna be. And so he thought maybe it's his heroics, you know, maybe it's the fact that he's always looking to protect others. But even still, again, he had something to protect, right? His mentality changed. He went from being this conqueror, this sociopath, right, into a family man. The dude got like domesticated, and like his mentality changed, and still he wasn't at the level that he felt Goku was at. So it's like, what is the raw truth here, right? Beneath all of this crap, beneath the bloodlines, beneath the family, beneath being a protector, what is it that makes this man who he is? How is Goku Goku? And to me, and I think Vegeta hit this point as well, is he saw that the raw truth is that what you aim for defines you. This is the biggest thing. What you aim for defines you. And Vegeta was always aiming at somebody else's back. He was aiming at Frieza's back. He was aiming at Goku's back. And this blinded him in so many ways, man. This is the main difference. Goku is always aiming for the peak. Goku wants the pinnacle. He wants the top, and Vegeta just wants to be better than him. He wants that edge forward. But this goes deeper than just Dragon Ball though, right? Toriyama is hitting at something that's at the heart of like human performance that gets majorly overlooked. It's amazing how Vegeta encapsulate this point in such a big way, right? Like imagine, like we're talking athletes here, right? Imagine that like there's a track star, there's a runner who's only caught up with the person who constantly beats him at his meets and everything. So he gets obsessed, right? He's like, I'm sick of losing to this dude. So he trains day and night for a specific goal to beat this person, and maybe they even get results out of it. Let's say that they end up surpassing this person at their next race and they feel good, but then it turns out there are still 5-10 runners ahead of them despite finally reaching that goal. This is the main problem. It's the mental, the mindset that hamstrings you. This is what hamstrings Vegeta. Most people are aiming too small, man, not too big. That's the story of Vegeta. He's his goals, as arrogant and confident as he comes across, there's a sense of inferiority almost in Vegeta. There's an irony to his character, man, that while he comes across as this arrogant, braggadocious, blowhard or whatever that's got the biggest ego out of everybody, in reality, he doesn't hold a candle to the arrogance of Goku. In so many ways, Goku is way more arrogant than Vegeta in the ways that matter, man. Vegeta's feud with Goku only led him to making these small incremental gains in the hopes of surpassing the person that he thought was better than him. But Goku's growth was astronomical when he made strides. When Goku made jumps, it was like worlds of difference, to the point that like it would just piss Vegeta off so bad. He's like, what is this dude's training camp? Like, what is he doing? What is he doing different than me? And it's not because Goku is inherently better. It's because he doesn't have the same mental limiters Vegeta, has, man. He took the training weights off. You know how Piccolo be taking off his turban in his cape and he's like, much better. That's what Vegeta has to do to his mental, bro. He is shackled and he doesn't even realize it. Goku's goal is the heavens. Deep in his heart, Goku is so greedy, man. Like, and this again, it's not something that I feel like gets talked about enough. Goku is deeply greedy. And his infinite appetite, man, like that meme that we see of Goku just going into place and raiding people's fridges and just shutting down the buffet and all that sort of stuff. It's low key like an analogy or a metaphor for the way that he is, man. His appetite is infinite. Right? It's like he's never full, man. And we're talking about like physically, but also psychologically. A little power is never enough for Goku. His hunger, he's a bottomless pit, bro. He always needs more. And because of this, so is his growth, right? Like when he meets one limit or he gets to another barrier, it's not enough. He's like, oh, okay, so like I got here, so now like what's past that, man? It never stops. He's never satiated. His appetite is never gone, man. And this is what separates him. Vegeta aims too low and Goku is aiming for the heavens, brother. And this is why Dragon Ball to me is so beautiful. There's so much to read into if you sit with it for a little bit. And that to me is the main difference when we talk about Vegeta and Goku. It's not Vegeta's ego, it's low-key a lack of ego. Like Vegeta might need more ego, man, but he needs to put it into a different direction. He's overly concerned with this man's back. Like he keeps looking at in the rear view mirror, man, and he needs to move forward. And this is why that #1 moment in Z is so significant at the end of Buu Saga, because it seems like he's finally ready to do that. You know, he's ready to put aside his pride and be like, look, Goku's just Goku. This man's he's goated. He is what he is. So like, let me stop looking at his back and figure out how can I best be me. And that's powerful, man. That's such an important thing. How do I stop comparing myself and being caught up with this competition and realize that life is a single player race, bro? This ain't multiplayer. Like this is about me, and I'm letting this person's gains make me stop making my own, and I can't do that. And this is why it hurts me so much in Super to see Vegeta being the way that he is, man, because I feel like he's regressed. He's once again fallen right back into that mindset of like, oh man, I gotta surpass Kakarot. Goku's always at the forefront of my mind. I wonder what Goku's doing now. And maybe it gets a little better. I'm not all the way through the end of Super, you know, I'm not all the way caught up, man. So maybe they allow my dude to get to a point where he's off Goku's nuts a little bit. And I think he does because of some of the transformation stuff that I know of. But that's why this is important. It's about mindset, man. And it's not just ego. This is a matter of goals. You need to aim higher. You have to shoot higher, because that's the only way to reach your peak, to reach your pinnacle. So appreciate y'all, man. Let me know what you think about this talk. Do you see the problem with Vegeta's growth the same way I do? Do you see him as having a different issue at play? Chop it up with me, man. I think this is a fun topic. So I'm going to go ahead, get off of here, do all the YouTube things, man. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll be catching y'all soon in the next video.